The boxing world right now is standing on the edge of drama, shock, and big surprises. Rivalries are heating up, predictions are flying, and controversies are shaking the sport like never before.
I was heartbroken that something that was so good would then have an issue that would potentially have people concerned about police-community relations.
From Carl Froch weighing in on the explosive Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn rematch, to Jake Paul stirring chaos against Gervonta Tank Davis, to shocking police drama with Terrence Crawford, and finally, Derek Chisora's bold prediction about Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley, this week has it all. So let's dive into the firestorm one fight at a time. Carl Froch, one of Britain's boxing legends, has stepped into the spotlight with his take on the much-anticipated rematch between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Froch reflected on the first fight between the two, reminding fans how Chris Eubank Jr. showed his veteran mindset. In that bout, Eubank dug deep into the later rounds, shifted the momentum, and managed to drain Conor Benn's energy. Froch believes that if Eubank can do the same again, if he can force Benn into deep waters and make him spend too much energy early, he might just have the edge.
Chris nicked the fight in the last 2 or 3 rounds.
Took a lot out of him, didn't it?
It was close early on. He was winning,
yeah,
and the right man won. But the last 2 rounds, especially round 11 and round 12, Chris really did just bite down on his gum shield, dig in deep, and throw the punches. And that's what got him over the line. Can he do that again?
Yeah.
If he can do that again, he'll win again. If he hasn't got the engine to do that at 37 years old or 38 years old, whatever he is, to go again. Because when you have a fight that's that hard, you don't benefit from it. You don't learn. You learn a bit from it, but you don't get physically any better.
No, you probably.
It just tires you out.
Yeah, tires you out,
down.
makes you a bit. Yeah.
Took a lot of punishment. He was wobbled 1 or 2 times, but he bit down on his gum shield and got the job done, so fair play to him.
But Froch didn't stop there. Speaking about Conor Benn, he predicted that Benn will not walk in with the same game plan as last time. According to Froch, Benn is smart enough to adjust, and this time, he might approach the fight differently. His advice for Benn? Put on the pressure, make Eubank uncomfortable, push him constantly so he doesn't get the time to settle into rhythm.
I think Conor Benn will come with a different game plan. He'll slow it all down a little bit, not be so anxious and so eager to get involved. But then that will give Eubank a bit more of he'll still have some petrol in the tank late on.
Yeah.
He'll still have the energy to finish strong. So maybe Conor needs to put pressure on him, just needs to be a bit more educated pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of just going in gun-ho and walking into shots and having a tear up and coming off second best like he did a lot of the times. I know he caught Eubank, so it's a difficult one. If he boxes and takes his time, Eubank will do the 12 rounds and finish strong again. Because Eubank works well in bursts. He's able to take a couple of deep breaths and then throw 30 punches.
Froch also shared a personal story from sparring with Chris Eubank Jr. He remembered how Eubank always started strong and how he had the stamina to push all the way to the 12th round. He highlighted the power in Eubank's punches during sparring, reminding fans that Eubank has the size, strength, and weight advantage. In Froch's eyes, those physical edges could play a decisive role when the two men clash again. The question now is simple. Will Conor Benn's new game plan be enough, or will Chris Eubank Jr.'s strength and experience carry him to victory?
Yeah.
And keep the pressure on. I've sparred lots of rounds with him, and he's technically quite good up close. He gets his shots off, and he rolls his head in, and he punches away. And because of the weight advantage and the natural size advantage, I think that really helps him in there. Conor Benn's only a welterweight.
Yeah, he's smaller.
And he's up at middle, so he's out of his division. But Eubank's getting old. It's a rematch. I mean, I'm not that excited about it. I'm going to go and watch it.
Many people will be.
But the first fight's been done. All the beef on the build-up.
Yeah.
Smashed him round the head of an egg. He's failed his drug test. The whole thing, and it's done. And there was a great fight, and there was a right winner. Why do we want to see it again?
There's not much of a story left, is there?
More money in it.
Yeah, of course.
That's all it is. So.
Now, let's shift to a fight that has turned into pure chaos. Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis. The build-up to this one hasn't just been heated, it's been called a circus show by many. And right in the center of that circus is Jake Paul. Recently, Paul took things to another level by releasing a video made with artificial intelligence, and the stunt has caused outrage across the boxing world, with many saying he went way too far. One of the most vocal critics was none other than famous rapper Boozy Badass. Posting on his official account and X, Boozy didn't hold back. He called the video sick and told Tank Davis to sue Jake Paul along with every AI company and the site that posted it. In his words, "Sue them, Tank, and don't relax." This man has kids. The message was clear. Boozy wants legal action against Jake Paul, and he wants it now. But what's even more dramatic is that Tank Davis himself has so far remained silent about the video. Fans are waiting to see if Davis will ignore the circus or step into it head on.
Jake went for the jugular. Jake comes back and says, anybody that puts his hands on a woman is a scumbag, and that's you. Tank responds. In the world of responses, it was as bad as it gets. In defense of himself, makes a comparison to P. Diddy. Jake literally just puts his head down. It's like, man. And I think that Jake was thinking in the moment the same thing what I was thinking, which is, how are you not prepared? And Tank was fumbling. And I want to say he referred to it by calling it corny. And corny is just not a word that fighters use at a press conference to build a fight. I don't know if I've used the word corny since my age got into the double digits. I was surprised that Tank was so unprepared.
While Davis kept quiet, another big name finally broke his silence. Ryan Garcia. For weeks, Garcia had avoided giving any opinion on Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, but now he's spoken up with a surprising take.
What do you think of Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis? I know on Instagram you called it a circus.
Yeah, this boxing is slowly turning into the WWE. That's what I think.
Does Tank Davis have a chance?
Yes, but
yeah?
I don't even want to talk about it. Don't ask me questions like that again.
According to Garcia, one specific rule change could make this fight fairer. The topic? Gloves. Garcia said that if Gervonta Davis is allowed to wear lighter gloves, 8 ounces instead of 12, while Jake Paul wears the heavier ones, it would level the playing field. This all started after Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, raised the question, why should Tank be forced to use the same gloves as Paul when there's such a big weight difference? Garcia agreed, saying, it only makes sense. If Tank gets 8-ounce gloves and Jake gets 12, it would make things more interesting and respectful. He said, great question from Coach Calvin. He asked why Tank can get 8 ounces and Jake gets 12 ounces. It only makes sense, since the weight difference is absurd, and it was the point I was making. Now, that would make it interesting, and I can see that being respectful. With that, Garcia threw more fuel to the fire. Fans are asking now, will this glove rule actually be accepted? And if it is, will it give Tank Davis the exact edge he needs to punish Jake Paul in the ring?
Bro, that's a disgrace of a fight.
Yeah.
You know it. Just like the Mike Tyson, low-key was a disgrace, but we accepted it, but
Yeah.
he was 60 years old. I mean, the casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
And if Gervonta Davis doesn't Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter.
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis, he's actually really small. Like, when I fought him, he's small.
Yeah.
So I just think it's a very unfair fight.
Away from the trash talk and circus acts, another shocking story broke in the boxing world. Terrence Crawford, the undisputed 3-time champion, was recently detained by police during a parade in Nebraska.
And as soon as he said he had a firearm, the police officer that was on his side became unhinged. Oh man, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Crawford himself has now spoken out about the incident. He explained how he was simply enjoying the parade with his people, celebrating his success, when police suddenly pulled him aside. He admitted the situation felt rude and unfair. However, Crawford also noted that his life has completely changed since his victories, and perhaps fame is now attracting unwanted attention.
I honestly believe this one gonna be bigger than the Spence.
Than the 15?
Man, I think this is gonna be bigger than the Spence. Like, the support and the amount of people that came out, like, it was unreal.
Was you expecting that many back then?
Nah. That's why I said it was unreal, because it was just like, all these people here for you. Little old bud. You know what I mean? Like, you sit there and you think, you're like, man, dude, and you think about how far you done came, and you think about, like, the G unit and the police officers that used to mess with you, pull you over and harass you and things like that. And
what stood out most was how grateful he was to Tim Bradley, the Hall of Famer who guided him into the boxing world. Crawford openly credited Bradley for pushing him from being just a chilling young man into becoming one of boxing's greatest champions.
And it's just like, man, like, how your life did a complete 360 by just making different choices. Just different choices. Like, I could have easily been like, man, I'm going to keep doing what I was doing. But I was just like, man, you know what? I'm going to change my life. I'm going to stop hanging out. I'm going to focus on my craft and stop doing things that I was doing, you know? And God took me here, in a matter of, you know what I mean, months. Just by me being humble and stand down. You know, my first call was Tim Bradley.
But Bradley himself didn't stay quiet either. He reacted with visible frustration over the police behavior. Bradley said the incident showed jealousy. Cops seeing Crawford rise higher and higher and trying to find a way to bring him down. He warned Crawford to be careful, saying the police might be looking for any excuse to catch him slipping.
You ain't got no city until you got the police. That's a fact. Yeah. Shoot, you ain't got no city unless you got the police. Don't ever forget that. You gotta have the law enforcement on your side, man. They gotta be looking out for you. For the good. Not for the bad, for the good. Yeah. Terrence Crawford, it don't matter what you do for your city, man. Bruh, I'm letting you know right now, man. With this incident right here, they waiting on you to do something bad. This dude right here, he was trying to jack you. He was trying to catch you slipping. That's all it was.
Bradley's words were harsh but honest. He called the incident completely unfair, both to Crawford as a man and to boxing as a sport. To him, this was never about law and order, it was about trying to embarrass a champion in front of his people.
Seeing you on TV, displayed all on TV, parades shut down and stuff. He gotta be, securing certain points and stuff like that. He mad. He mad to see you be as big as you are. Yeah. That's what it is.
The incident has sparked a wave of anger online, with many calling for lawsuits against the police. For now, Crawford seems calm but firm and determined to move forward. Finally, another fight that's turning heads, Joseph Parker versus Fabio Wardley. With anticipation running high, Derek Chisora has given his take, and his prediction is as dramatic as it gets. According to Chisora, Fabio Wardley is going to win this fight by knockout. He compared the prediction to buying a lottery ticket, but insisted Wardley has the winning numbers.
My prediction for the Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley. I feel like Wardley wins this fight with a knockout. I don't know why I'm thinking of it, but it's just, when it's like that. It's like when you play the lottery and then you just get your numbers right. And I believe Fabio has got his numbers right now because after his last performance, he's got something to prove. I know Fabio for a while, Fabio's a little beast. And Joseph is a beast as well, but I believe that Fabio Wardley wins this fight with a knockout. It will stop.
Chisora praised both fighters, calling them beasts in the ring, but he argued that Wardley's recent performances show that he has the power and timing to finish Parker. His words were blunt. Parker is strong, but Wardley will knock him out and write his name in boxing history.
Joseph Parker, trust me on this. Put your house on this deal, I'm telling you. It's going to be electric. The boy from London, Norwich, is going to do it. Is he from Norwich?
As the fight draws closer, fans are split. Some believe Parker's experience will carry him, while others agree with Chisora that Wardley is the man to watch. Either way, this matchup is set to be fireworks.
Wilder, Zhang, Bacoli in just over 12 months. Can you think of a bit of a run in heavyweight boxing history to put those three away in about a year? There wouldn't be many better runs.
You're a prop up here. You had to call in the big guns, Spence and Uncle Frank, to get Parker to the top level.
I think my career stands on its own against yours, brother.
Let's see.
All you can do is beat the men in front of you. I think it was the specific wording that I had a slight chuckle with that David Higgins said. I think it was the best heavyweight run in history was maybe the
one of the best. Those names would be.
From Carl Frock's detailed breakdown of the Eubank Jr. vs. Ben rematch, to Jake Paul's AI circus against Tank Davis, to Ryan Garcia's glove debate, to Terrence Crawford's shocking arrest, and finally, Derek Chisora's knockout prediction for Fabio Wardley, the boxing world is absolutely buzzing.
Just prepare to get the bank accounts fat. That's it. Don't talk to me about boxing, it's a circus, isn't it? But it's massive business for the two of them. Good luck to the pair of them. Build your bank balance. That's it.
Look, if one of your fighters came to you and said they were going to fight Jake Paul, what would you say to them?
I'll take it.
Really?
You'd be an idiot, wouldn't you? It's millions of pounds for nothing. Of course you're going to do it, ain't you?
Everywhere you look, there's drama, there's controversy, and there are fights that could shift the balance of the sport. And if one thing is clear, it's this: boxing never sleeps. So buckle up, because the next round of chaos is already loading. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know who you're backing in these fights. And of course, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon so you never miss the latest boxing updates.